Here's the medical bed here. To lie down into it, you walk up to it, hold F, and you click the lie down button. Click the lie down button with your left mouse button, and that will make you lie down on the bed. While you're on the bed, a panel comes over your head, and you can use this panel to manipulate the tools available on the med bed. So here we'll look at regeneration first, and just note that you can reset your regen spot. Under the medical care option, here's where you will be able to see any injuries on your body. It shows up here on the screen. The injuries which would show up under treatment as items that you can use the bed to repair. You click on the checkbox on the treatment tab, and then down at the bottom right, you click, I think it's perform treatment. So when I use the medical bed and the panel comes down, I can be reminded of what tier level. It's up at the very top where it says treatment. This is a tier 3 medical bed. That means that it only heals tier 3 medical injury, which is the least severe medical injury, is a tier 3. More severe is a tier 2. And then more severe than that is a tier 1. Tier 1 injuries, you have to go to a tier 1 bed, which can be found in a clinic or a hospital. Only there can you treat a tier 1 injury unless you have a ship that has a tier 1 medical bed in it. Pisces Rescue has a tier 3 med bed. The Carrick has a tier 2 bed. It can heal tier 2 and tier 3 injuries under the medication tab. So here we have the different medicines available in the game right now. First on the list is Demexitrine. Demexitrine is used to treat head injury and blurred vision, audio distortion, disturbed hearing, and Demexitrine is also called Adrenapin, and it is the purple pin color, used to treat head injury. Sterigen is the orange med pin color. Sterigen is also called a corticopin. A corticopin is Sterigen in a pin form. Sterigen treats a chest injury. Any type of breathing problem, any type of chest injury as you suffer, taking a bullet to the chest. Sterigen is the drug to use to treat that. So let's say I wanted to apply some Sterigen. I can click this plus button here, and you can see it's counting up. These are the ticker points for the drug administration itself. On the far right, you can see that I've got a 6-minute duration on Sterigen. So what I'll do is I'll go ahead and apply this drug. You can see at the very bottom left of my screen, I now have 6.50%. That's my blood drug level, or BDL. Now that I've taken a drug, I have increased my BDL, and that's my body's toxicity. The BDL shows up here at the bottom of the medication window. So if I were to also want to dose on Demexitrine, I can see if I keep pushing the button. If I keep pushing the button, my blood drug level indicator here is on the rise. And so I know that when I click administer drug, my BDL indicator may raise up to, looks like maybe 10, maybe 9%. So I'll go ahead and test that. I think that's adding 9 to 6. So now my BDL is 11.30% and falling. So let's talk about the next drugs. Roxafen is the green med pen, and it is used to treat limb injury. Any leg mobility issue, limping, can be treated with Roxafen. And that's the green one. There's Resurgera. What Resurgera does is it detoxifies the body of blood drugs. So if I wanted to decrease my blood drug level, and I see it says Resurgera added, I have one more ticker of it. Okay, 2 more. But measure the drug, and now I'm looking at my BDL. It's at 10.3, and it is falling, but let's see if after administering some Resurgera, we can notice that it's falling faster. There's also the option to use the AutoMed feature, and this automatically looks at the injuries in your body and determines what drugs you need for those injuries. I prefer the manual method. So let's do a little test here. We will insert some Roxafen. Opiopin, the green one. Alright, now I'm getting up to 5 minutes here on Roxafen. Let me increase my Sterigen level up to about 5 minutes. 7 minutes. Okay, let's punch this in and see what my blood drug level is. What I want to show you is about 25 to 30% blood drug level. Okay, now I'm at 35%. This is the point where you start to see impairment to your vision primarily, and possibly to your audio as well. You may get filtered audio and not hear the audio quite as crisp. Your vision will start to blur. Let me get out and take a little look around with a 35% BDL. It's not too blurry at 35%. So let me increase it just a little bit more. This time I'm going to use a med pen to do that. In the Pisces Rescue, there's a container down here with goodies. So I'll grab a purple Demexadrine pen. Let me equip that baby. Oh, I don't guess I can, because I already have med pens equipped. So I want to increase my blood drug level with this. I'm sitting at 32%. Let me stab it. Let's check the percentage increase. Now I'm up to a 50% blood drug level and an amber color state for that blood drug level. Okay, so now let's take a look out the window. I'm actually not noticing vision impairment effects on my visual, where I typically do. 45% blood drug level at this time, so let me just get a view of the station, zoom in. Typically I notice more vision impairment. May have to re-record and try again on a different server possibly later. Really wanted to show the vision impairment. You don't want to keep your blood drug level up in the 40%, 50% level. You have to keep your blood drug level down. If you have to increase your blood drug level, keep it low at like 20%, so that if you do need to use a med pen, when you use a med pen, a hemazole pen that coagulates your blood and restores hit points, health points. If you have to use one, it's going to increase your blood drug level. Also, this is the medical assistant station. On this station, a medical assistant, a medic, can administer drugs to the patient, as well as when a patient's laying down on the medical bed, the medic can use this station to treat injury and apply medicine. To equip a medical device from your inventory, just double click it, and you do the same for a paramed refill. The medical device will go onto your hip and the refill will go onto your uniform. You want to keep a refill or two if you're going to go out and run bunkers with a pal and you expect you might need to be doing a good amount of healing. You want a few of these refills on you. This is the Hemazole med pen. It's a primary pen you use. If you want to utilize this pen, you double click it to attach it to your uniform. And once it's attached, you press the C button to pull the med pen out. If you're using it on your buddy, you aim right at your buddy and right click. If you're using it on yourself, you left click. I went from 40% to 48%, so a Hemazole pen will increase your blood drug level by 8%. The medical device. Press 4 to pull out your medical device. And medical device is very useful. If you just aim at a buddy and left click, you will apply Hemazole and increase their hit points level. In order to manually administer drugs that a patient may need, you aim down the sight by holding right click, hold F, and cursor the basic advance button right here at the top. You can use this medical device easily in basic mode. It'll auto heal. The advanced mode is how you apply Roxafen, Demexadrine, Sterigen, and Resogera. So if I wanted to treat a chest injury, I'm going to keep holding F. I'm going to left click on this meter. Now see, when I left click further and further to the right, a minute mark is 15. I don't know if I want 15 minutes of this drug administered. That might increase my blood drug level a little higher than I'd like. What I'll do is I'll go for about 9 minutes, for another 9 minutes, and when I administer this drug, I'm going to include some Resogera to decrease my blood drug level and detoxify my body. That means the effects of the Sterigen won't last as long, so I need to keep that in consideration. So now what I'll do is I will press the B button to aim this at myself. I'm seeing that my settings are still there. Roxafen has changed. No, my settings have changed greatly. I can't modify those or put those down. I'll apply some Restogeras. Let's see if this goes in. Yeah. Okay, so I'm holding down my left mouse button, and that applies the drugs. I let off, and my stream stops going from my med pin into my body. So now let me just, I'm going to hold R to holster my medical device, check my blood drug level. I'm 44.4 and falling. So let me show you what happens if you get on the medical bed and you have a blood drug level. My blood drug level is now at 19%, 13%, 6%, 0%. I wanted to show you that a medical bed will completely detoxify your body and get you back to a much better state. If you're drugged and you don't have any Resogera, then my recommendation is to possibly go to the clinic or call your ship that has a medical bed. So let's do one more little experiment. I'll show you the opio pen. I'm going to show you how to rotate through your pens. Let me hold C, and now I see the opio pen here, the green Roxafen. I've got the green pulled out. Let's give that a stab. Just left mouse press. If I were trying to apply it to my friend, I right mouse press. That bumped me up 18%, so it's good to see they designed the game so the different drugs increase your blood drug level by different amounts, and that's good to calculate. I don't have those amounts on paper now, but I'll get those for a future video. When you want to take drugs is when you are impaired and your ability to perform in the game is diminished by the impairment, whether that's a vision loss issue, hearing echo, sound distortion issues, limping. Whatever the issue is, if it's impacting your game and you can't keep up and perform, that's when you want to administer drugs. So let me cover those drugs again real quick. Resogera is a bluish-gray detox pen. It's a detoxicant and decreases the amount of drugs in a person's bloodstream. After installing Resogera, drugs leave the bloodstream more quickly, which may not always be best. If your patient is passing out from high blood drug level, give them a small amount of Resogera, and remember that the meds were originally installed in their system to help an ailment that kept them from operations. Hemazole, the red med pen, is a coagulant, meaning it stops bleed out, so use it quick after taking damage to stop losing health and to quickly recover some health. Demexadrine, the purple Adrenapen, it's an adrenaline stimulant drug that treats head injury, concussion, loss of hearing, blurred vision, and loss of speech. Again, that's the purple one, the purple pen, Demexadrine. Roxafen in a green opio pen. Roxafen is used to treat paralysis, impaired limb motor function. It's an important drug to have on hand in combat to reduce impairment of weapon handling and movement. I'll go ahead and carry those. I'll use one of those. We'll check how much it increases blood drug level. Carry this one. Okay, Roxafen increases 18%. That's the one I may have checked just a moment ago. Sterigen, which can be found in the orange cortical pen, it is used to treat chest injury and impaired respiration or lung damage. Some notes on medical intelligence for this current state of the game. Applying drugs to enhance your performance in the game can be done as such. I've tried to dose a little bit of Roxafen and a little bit of Sterigen to possibly help my breathing when running non-stop through a bunker. When I apply these drugs, I do notice a slight performance increase in the ability to run without being winded, particularly. So if I were to go into a bunker, I might jack this up for 10 minutes. And this is when probably when I'm playing with a partner, I have no risk of injury, very little risk of injury, and needing to increase my BDL with a med pen. So I might also bump my Sterigen up a little bit. Up to 9. Demexadrine, I don't think has significant impact, but it is adrenaline, so I try it sometimes to see if I notice a difference, and perhaps sometimes I do. Try it for yourself, and let me know in the comments. Let me know if you have a good experience with a preload, a pre-combat load. Now I can see my blood drug level is back up to 50%, and I have some drugs applied. So what I might try then, if I had a big deck to run on, is running non-stop around a Carrack, seeing if I ever get winded. Okay, that's going to conclude today's training. Thank you for watching.